we now have a our complete little capsule form. So we're going to utilize this to build up the character. So I'm going to switch back over to modeling workspace. I'm at tab to go into object mode. And just as a reminder, this is the front, right? So we look at the negative Y. So this will be where the head is. This will be the left side of the body and the right side of the body. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to do a quadruped. So this might be slightly different, but I'm just going to hold Alt and we're just going to duplicate this to make the other pieces. So I'm going to hit Shift D and then I hit Z so it just goes above. Okay. Then I'll take this again. I'll hit Shift D and then I'm just going to go to the right. Just bring it over to the right. That'll be like the arm. And then we'll do, Shift D and then down there like that. So that will be like the leg. Okay. Now from here, I'd want to scale. If I was doing a person, you would just scale these and like rotate them and put them in position. I want to do quadruped, so instead of just like taking these and sticking these on the side, I actually have to rotate this way. So this is one of the things you don't have to do a uh, a biped if you want. You could do a quadruped or other creature or something. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab these and just move these out of the way. So this is going to be my torso area. So I'm just going to hit R and then I want to rotate this on X. So I'll hit X and then I'm going to hold control so it's increment just so that I can make it a perfect 90 degrees. And is it? Okay, yeah. All right. So that will be my body. I'm just going to hold Alt to get to the side view. It's a little bit easier this way. Then I can hit G and this will be the head. So I'm just going to go ahead again and just do R like this and then G. I want to scale this down. So I'm going to hit S to scale it down for the head. Um, and then I'd like to make it a little bit taller and wider, but not as long. So a good way of doing that is this. So I'm going to hit, um, let me see, S, and then I'm going to hit Shift Y. What that'll do, it'll scale the other two axes, but not the Y axis. So it gets wider, but not longer. Okay, so something like that. And then let's take this one, and I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger in general. Um, I don't really have a super strong concept for this. I'm just going to try and make something roughly. So I'll hit Shift D. I'm just going to move it over forward a little bit. I'm going to hit R to rotate it like this. This will just be like the neck area, we'll say. So boom. All right, so you get kind of an idea of like what the neck would be. And then I just need to do my limbs. So I'll just take this. We'll put this guy over here. I'm going to hold Alt, go this way, and go like that. Okay, good. And then I'm going to hit, let's do S and X. I'm just going to squeeze it a little bit this way, and then we'll do S and Y. Squeeze it a little bit this way. Okay. Now, to do this as like kind of that front limb, what you want to do is make sure you look and see what like your animal or whatever is going to would look like. So I need to do kind of a shoulder, like the clavicle here, then the bicep, and then so on and so forth. So this actually has to go a little bit like this, and then we're gonna go up a little bit, and I'm gonna hit S to scale it down a little bit, something like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just trying to get it roughly in position. Um, and it needs to be a little bit shorter. So one thing I could do, if I do S and do Z, you're gonna see it scales it based on the up and down axis. So I'm just gonna switch this to local. Now watch what happens when I do S and Z. It'll scale it across its own axis, which is better. Oops, sorry, S and then Z, which might make it a little bit easier to work with. So I'm gonna go like that, and we'll just go like that. Okay. I'm gonna go to this side. I'm gonna hit Shift D. I'm just gonna kind of move it down here roughly. I'll hit R because it should go back there like this. And then G. I'm just trying to get in rough position here. That looks okay. Let's scale it just slightly. And then I'll hit Shift D again. I'm gonna bring it down to like here. I'm gonna hit R. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna hit S and then I'm gonna hit Z to scale it up a little bit. And then I'm also gonna hit S and Shift Z to scale it. Let me try that again. S and Shift Z to scale it on those two axes so that way it gets a little bit better. SZ, it's a little long still. So something like that. And let's rotate a little bit in G. Okay, so you can see I sort of have a limb there. Let's go ahead and also do the foot. So I'm just going to take this again, Shift D. Let's just do R like this, and then we'll just do scale it down. I'll do S and Z. like this, and G, and something kind of like that. It's got to scale out this way, so I'll do S and X. It's like foot. Okay, good. And you can see I have basically my front limb. Okay. Definitely needs more work, but it's kind of a start. In order to kind of save, this body's too small now that I look at it, so we're gonna make this bigger. I'm designing this after my dog, is what I was thinking of making. Okay, so something like that. It's going to need obviously some more adjustments. I'm just trying to get the pieces so that we can kind of get a rough idea of what we want. In order to make this a little bit easier, the back is a lot like the front, so I'm just going to grab this. Let's hold Alt to get into a side view. I'm going to hit Shift D. I'm just going to bring it over here, and voila. Now I just need to scale some of these. So I'm going to hit S, and then we're going to hit Shift Z because this should just be wider, but not necessarily much longer. We'll just do this, and I'll do S and Shift Z as well, like that. And the bottom of the foot kind of would be the same. So I think that that will be okay. So actually, yeah, we'll just do something like that. Okay, so I'm going to call that good as far as the leg is concerned. That makes it a little bit easier. I also need a tail. I'm just going to go ahead and use this piece here that I already had. So I'm just going to go G up like this. And you're going to notice it's not center. Because I had, oh, you know what? Actually, I won't even use that one. I'll just use the body because I haven't done anything with that anyway. So we'll just take this. I'm going to hold Alt. I'm going to hit Shift D, go to the end here, and then we're just going to hit R, and I'll just go like this, and I'm just going to scale it, and like this, and then S and Z to make it a little bit longer, something like that. Okay, now I have half my character. I need to flip it for the other half, just the elements that are on this side. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select just one of them to start with. We're just going to add a modifier, and we're going to add the generate, and we want to do mirror. Okay. Now, with the mirror, it's going to do it based off of its own pivot, meaning this pivot point here. What I'm going to do is hit this little eyedropper, and then I can click on this, and now it's going to mirror based off of this object. Now, you might need to, depending if you did it correctly, it's going to mirror right now on the x-axis, so it flips to the other side. So see how that flipped? But it's based off of this center object. So you have to grab one of the center objects. I just did the chest because that made the most sense. I want to do that to everything. So there's actually a kind of a quicker way of doing this. I'm going to grab everything that I want to have it. And then lastly, grab the one that has the modifier I want, which was this one, the one I just did. And then what you do is just go to this down arrow, and then you can just do copy to selected. And now they will all have that same modifier basically attached. Okay. So like I said, I'm just going to do a quadruped. You can do whatever you want, but what I want you to do is just more or less, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get the objects there because we're going to sculpt on these. And as long as they're there, it's something to work with. Okay. So that is where we should be at now. And we're getting pretty close to set up to sculpt.